Justin Gaethje and Rafael Faziev. Who you got for this fight?
So this, honestly, I want to say it was hard for me, truthfully,
Mm.
because I am a very big fan of Justin Gaethje, and right now, Rafael's looking 12-1. His only loss was his first fight in the UFC. Since then, he's been on a ridiculous streak, tearing through everybody, and everyone expecting him to be able to get a title shot soon. Um, and obviously, you know how Gaethje is, top five contender. And I've always said, you got the unranked, you got the top 10, and the top 10 is so much way better fighters than the unranked. But at the end of the day, the top five is still so much better than five, six through 10. And people just like some, especially in the lightweight division, like we've seen it. They all been fighting each other, losing to each other. Like it's just been a lot of back and forth.
This division
So
as
a lot
well.
of
You're right
people,
about that. Yeah, the welterweight has been like the top five guys have been fighting each other for the last like 3 years, pretty much. I mean, other than
yeah,
when Nurmagomedov left after
yeah,
that.
I would say once Khabib left, it really hasn't been a solid champion until we got Olivier. He actually held on to for a little bit, but now he lost that as well. So truthfully, a lot of people don't got a lot of hopes for Gaethje
Mm.
because he's kind of been on the losing end of a couple different fights to top contenders the last couple years. But either way, they this is gonna be a lot of fireworks, man. Both fighters throw a lot of strikes. It's gonna get to the point where I think this is definitely a fight that won't go to a decision. Someone's gonna get gassed out and someone's not gonna get hit.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what it looks like though, for
I
real. Both of the
100%.
yeah, both of these guys hit real hard and they get to each other like crazy. So definitely.
And they both are unique with their views. They love their hands, and also both are actually good wrestlers.
Yep.
So it's definitely, um, for me, it was a pick'em fight.
Mm.
I know Rafael is a betting favorite by a lot. I think it's been a long time since Justin's been this low of an
Yeah.
underdog. But to me, I don't count him out. Like I said, the reason why he's been losing the last couple fights is because he's losing against top-notch contenders. And for me, I
Hmm.
think Rafael has the potential to be that. But I want to have to see it first. Um,
Makes
truthfully,
sense.
man, we're talking about former interim champion here, 19 knockouts in the or professional career, and obviously he got some bombs. I think if Gaethje can come out a little bit more aggressive, then he could actually put up a fight. Um, I don't know who I'm gonna give the benefit to on the ground, but I
Hmm.
do think that both of these fighters are not going to try to go to the ground for the sake of pride. Just try to sit there and really box it out, strike it out, and just kind of really just use their biggest strengths to their advantage. So that's why I said it's gonna be a shootout. Um, but before I tell you who I actually picked, I want to hear your thoughts on it, see where you're leaning, and then we can kind of see. I already know who I definitely got, but I
Oh,
definitely want to see
nice.
where you're leaning.
Nice. So you got your pick locked in. So I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
able
yeah.
to change your mind if it's different
Nah,
than mine. But I'm just gonna give it to you. Like you definitely put it out there very well because uh, you broke it down with Justin Gaethje exactly who he is. I mean, he likes to stand up. He likes to knock people out. That's his style of fighting, and I agree that he's definitely gonna want to be on the ground more. I don't know if I agree that both of them are gonna want to stay on the. I'm sorry, like stay up most of the fight. I think they're gonna want to go to the ground. Maybe Justin not as much as Fiziev. I think Fiziev is gonna want to get some takedowns, and he's gonna want to tire Justin Gaethje out because I don't know if he wants to stay upright with him. Like you said,
yeah,
Justin Gaethje's got knockout power. He's definitely got a great right hook as well. And the one thing with him though, the guys that he's gotten beaten by have been pretty prolific wrestlers and good at Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. And Rafael Faziev is really good at Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and wrestling. He got beat by Oliveira, Justin Gaethje did, and he got beat by Nurmagomedov 3 years ago, which was a pretty big beatdown. I mean, it didn't look good for him. It wasn't good for his career. He definitely came back on channel after that. But I still think that this fight is gonna be a fight of two opposites. One guy is gonna want to keep it standing, and Justin, and then the other guy is gonna want to bring it down, and Rafael, and he's gonna want to keep his weight on top of Justin. He's gonna want to weigh him down, tire him out first round, and the second round. I do think that you're gonna get a lot more explosiveness from both of these guys, and they're gonna show their wrestling prowess. I really think so. I mean, like you said, one guy is known. We said this in the beginning. He's the big ticket, Justin Gaethje, and like you said, he's one of your favorite fighters, and he's one of my favorite fighters too. But then here comes the up and comer who's been making a name for himself and beating some really tough competition going up, going up the ranks. So this fight is gonna be incredible. I definitely see a lot of punches being thrown first round
Oh yeah.
until Fiziev tries to bring it down, bring Justin Gaethje down on the ground, probably towards the end of the first round. Second round, that's where I see Fiziev going down early, bringing him down, and they try to fight it out a little bit, fight for position. But the man, the legend, the myth is gonna be made that night. Rafael Faziev is gonna make a name for himself against one of the biggest names in the UFC. Even though Justin Gaethje is an incredible fighter, I think that the style of fighting that Rafael Faziev brings is so different for this fight. He's going to be able to get some sort of chokehold on him, and he's going to end the fight in the second round. I just see it that way. That's who I got. I got Rafael Faziev. Who you got, though?
I mean, like I said, I think it's a pick me because even though he did do a little bad against Khabib and against Charles Oliveira, we're talking about two of the best at what they do.
For sure. For sure.
He saw himself as a complete NCAA Division One wrestler, and he definitely has some skills on the ground. Granted, he only got one submission in his career,
Yeah.
but he does know what he's
No, for
doing, and
sure.
I think he's gonna bring enough in there. Um, and he has enough chip on his shoulder to really put up a fight and not allow this to go the way everyone's thinking.
Mm.
And for that reason, that's why I got Justin Gaethje knocking Rafael out in the second round.
Wow. Wow.
This is gonna be a KO. They're gonna go out there gassed out, and I think it's gonna be a war. It might. I don't think it'll be third, but I definitely do think towards the end of the second round, Rafael is gonna walk right into a right. He's gonna get dropped, and
Mm-hmm.
Justin's gonna hop right on top, and it's over.
Oof, man. See, like either way this fight goes, I'm actually gonna be excited just to watch it because I actually enjoy watching both of these guys fight. Even Rafael Faziev,
Mhm.
he's very enjoyable to watch. Even though, I mean, he finishes a lot of guys in the first round, surprisingly, like he does. So, we're gonna have to really watch Justin on the ground. I think that Faziev is just a little bit better on the ground. He's gonna just be able to take over there. So that's the only reason why I really have Faziev. I just think that he's showing you a new style of bear wrestling, literally, than the new Khabib style. Not as good as Khabib, definitely not, because Khabib, he was a lot more technical.
'Cause he didn't go to Dagestan,
Nah,
brother.
nah, he
You
didn't.
don't get that
Nah.
wrestling. Come to
Yeah,
Dagestan.
that's true. That's true, 100%. But I mean, seeing the last few fights that he's had, watching him on the ground, he's prolific on the ground. He's a little more wild on the ground, but when he gets, when he actually gets the hold, it's very hard to get away from his holds. So that's the only reason I got Fiziev. But should be a great fight.
Nah, I definitely just think he's gonna have to stay a lot in Justin's reigns, and Justin's just Justin be throwing
Yeah,
bombs,
he
man.
does.
Um,
He does.
and then one of them, or more than one of them, are bound to land. A few of them are gonna land, and one of them's gonna end up taking them out.
Yeah, you might be right. I mean, like you said, this is the biggest underdog in Justin Gaethje's career, probably since like his early fights. So it's a
Hmm.
big chip on his shoulder to try to win this fight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I think that we could say whoever wins this fight is fighting for the championship next. 100%.
Um, we'll see because I think next week I actually think, or they already planned it
They
might be the one
they did
after.
plan it.
Uh,
That's right, but
we got that Olivier versus
Darush,
Darush.
yeah.
Uh, so
But
I
so maybe
think
one of
Darush, honestly, because
mm,
Oliveira needs a rematch, and Darush, truthfully, has been the one person that everyone's been avoiding. Like he hasn't been on that winning
yeah,
streak. So if anyone's due a shot, and I think that's why they made Darush fight Charles
yeah.
Oliveira. Maybe the winner of that fights the winner of this for a shot. But at the end
Mm,
of the day, who who's this I'm gonna fight?
that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
So
Yeah.
I think he's gonna fight the winner of that, and then the winner
Mm,
of this might get a rematch, or they might fight the loser of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think whoever wins this fight is a quite a championship matchup just yet, but this is one fight away.
gotcha. Yeah, I mean, Rafael's been moving up the ranks very quickly.
That's what I'm saying. This his tune-up fight. Fight someone in the top five. See how you
Right.
are. After this, he will fight the number one contender
Justin's
if he
obviously
wins.
been up there though, and he had a chance. He had a shot against Oliveira, so I don't know if they're
Right.
gonna give him another shot that quickly. I mean, maybe Justin they'll ask for another shot, but if Faziev beats Justin, I think that'll bring his name into the
Yeah, if he beats, then he fights the number one contender
yeah
next.
probably
So more
number
than
one
likely,
contender. Yeah,
he fights Charles Oliveira, and
yeah, you're
then
probably right.
um,
I think you're right. He moves up to at least that number
oh,
3 spot,
huh,
and then he fights.
I'm let me not. I say he fight Charles Oliveira because
You think that
I want
the Roosh
Justin
to win?
to win. Yeah, I want him to get his shot.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, I think he fights the loser of this fight we're gonna see in the end. And I don't think it's on the next card. I don't think it's on Adesanya's card. I think it's on the next one because they booked up to May
I believe that's
basically.
just a fight night actually. The Oliveira one,
No,
isn't it?
it's just like, it's not a
Oh,
fight
okay.
night, but it's a co-main. Like it's not the main.
Right.
I remember seeing it looking through the fight, so I don't think it's not Adesanya. Cause that's Burns.
Adesanya versus
And
Pereira too is yeah, and then
then
you got
Burns
Burns
versus
versus
Masvidal.
Masvidal, yeah.
Yeah, so that means in May. In May, Oliveira and Dariush
Darush
is fighting.
Oliveira, and that's the Sterling versus Henry Cejudo, right?
That's what it is. Yep, thank you. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
May
Yep, that's the
6th.
card.
May
Yep,
6th. Yep, that's the one.
yep. So that's what
That's
it
gonna be a
is.
great
Yep.
card too. Yep, for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yep.
Yeah. So you might be right. You might be right. It's not one of, like this is not a championship. Whoever wins this is not
Uh,
gonna get a championship matchup. You're right. But
they get the number one
yeah,
contender,
that's true.
which will technically at that point be the loser of because it just falls because at this point whoever wins the May fight is gonna be set up for a championship fight. So that leaves space towards the end of this year for the loser of that fight to fight the winner of this fight.
Mhm.
So that leaves up for Islam's first fight in 2023 if he contains his belt. Damn, I'm just throwing out so much bias right now.
Like I see who you want to win, but
I, hey, but that's just how I
right,
do.
right, right.
Initial thoughts way when we get closer,
Mhm.
I'll really look into
You
it.
could always
At the end of
change,
the day,
right? It's fluid.
we already see how Islam is working.
Yeah, I still got Islam though too.
That's what I'm saying. We already see how
I know,
Islam's
right?
working.
I got him too.
That
Either
boy
way.
looking nice out
Right,
there.
right. At least for a while, he didn't take punishment either, so he's fresh. He's fresh.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm
waiting,
saying.
fresh
That's I
and
think
waiting.
he got one more fight this year, and right off the bat, early,
Early next year.
2024. Yeah, huh?
Definitely. Yeah. I would love to see a Fiziev and Islam fight, though. I'm not gonna lie, that would be
Yeah.
incredible. That would be incredible. But either way, like I said, both of these fighters, Justin Gaethje and Faziev, very exciting to watch. Very exciting.